The arm rule, not to be confused with the physics concept of arm's length, is a principle I've been living by for about a year now. The clearest definition I could give is a principle that emphasizes focusing only on what's within your reach and letting go of things beyond your control. I'm not a linguist and I'm sure someone can come up with a better name, but the point stands. It's about limiting your attention to what you can actually affect. Where did this rule come from? It came to me when I realized how much people are constantly consumed by what's happening around the world, through the news, social media, or casual conversations. It's always, did you hear about this, or can you believe that? This curiosity isn't bad in itself, but it often spirals into endless debates about who's right or wrong, are you for A or for B, but none of it does anything. As I like to say, words don't move a boulder unless the next words are, I'm going to stand up and move that boulder. We live in an overstimulated social environment, constantly updated about distant tragedies and global issues. While staying informed has its value, it has also become a distraction. People get lost in debates, outrage and echo chambers, all about things they have no control over. What if instead everyone focused on what they can change? If each of us did that, the collective would slowly improve. That's why I made this rule for myself. And that's how the arm rule was born. Why even bother making a video about this? Well, it's a way for me to personally align all my principles, to give them a name and a definition. Principles should be concrete, and making them simpler to understand helps make them easier to remember. My ideas aren't unique. Plenty of people on this earth have probably said the same things, many in history too. In the end, we're all just paraphrasing each other, and we'll keep doing that for as long as we exist. This is simply the easiest way for me to visualize and confine a perspective into a clear statement, the arm rule. Putting emphasis on a small idea like this can remind you how much of an impact even the smallest shift in mindset can have. A lot of people already follow this without realizing it, like when someone hears bad news and immediately shuts it down with, why should I care? But that only applies to one type of scenario for that person. War, political change, natural disasters, these things don't concern me. Not until they're at my doorstep. If I have to carry a rifle to defend loved ones, then I'll carry a rifle. If the government turns corrupt, it's worth protesting. If there are signs of an earthquake, I'll move my stuff. But as long as words remain just words and actions stay theoretical, there's no point in fantasizing about them. Once I started applying this principle, things changed. I stopped fixating on disasters across the ocean and started paying attention to what was right in front of me. Instead of worrying about X number of injured people or Y number of wars, I looked after the people close to me. My family, my friends, my colleagues, and even strangers. Because strangers are just people I don't know yet. Whether it's visiting someone I haven't seen in a while, checking in on a friend's mental health, or offering help to someone clearly struggling, it's something. And when things are out of my reach, I can still support from a distance by donating or signing petitions. It might not be much, but it's better than nothing. By narrowing my focus to what's actually within arm's reach, I found more peace of mind. I'm not ignoring the world. I'm choosing to engage where I can actually make a difference. Conspiracies, natural disasters, or forces beyond my existence have become no more important to me than a fly hitting a window 5 streets away. Of course, being Dutch, that doesn't mean I'll ignore if the dikes break and the water starts rising, because then it will be within arm's reach pretty fast. These ideas draw a lot of inspiration from Stoic philosophy, especially the emphasis on focusing only on what you can control and accepting what you can't. Thinkers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius taught that peace of mind comes from aligning your actions with your own values, not with external events. It's also inspired by the simplicity of children and the simple-minded. Kids naturally live in the moment, they care deeply and show empathy, but their attention is limited to the world immediately around them. That's all they know. They don't stress over distant conflicts or abstract problems, partly because they're ignorant of them, but also because those things don't affect them. To sum it up, the simple rule I live by helps me filter the problems in front of me down to the ones that actually matter. There are countless struggles out there: political collapse, war, online drama, how you're perceived on social media, but I choose to care about the people within my sphere of influence, because they're the only ones I can truly help. My sympathy is limited, and I'd rather spend it on those I can actually reach.